Hi guys, so I thought I'd do a video just to show you my Typhon, which I've converted into a rally car. I know Dan made a video yesterday explaining about body fitments on the Senton and the Typhon. It's got a few bits which I think might be useful to know. So when you refer to wheelbase, my Subaru body fits pretty well, wheelbase wise. If you find the wheelbase is a few mil off, you can actually adjust the rear hubs by moving these spaces around. You've got two thin on one side and a fat one on the other, so you can have them in any sort of combination, which will bring the hub backwards or forwards ever so slightly. Might just give you that extra little bit of wheelbase adjustment that you're looking for. Front, all arms fixed, so you've not really got much option there. You can mess with the spaces on the top arm, which will bring the top of the hub back slightly, and will give you a little bit of adjustment, but not a massive amount. Like I say, my Subaru body fits pretty well. I'm running the GRP wheels and tyres, S4 compound. I've been ripping it around on Arrma. Fantastic tyres. What you do notice is the top of the turnbuckle and the hub catches on the inside of the wheel slightly, so I shaved these down a little bit. That turnbuckle is normally mounted in the upper hole, which rubs away on the top, so I've dropped that a hole and also adjusted the camber a little bit, which I've set my rear camber to 2 degrees. Again, these are outcast deflectors, guards, so I've fitted those on there just to help keep some crud out of the chassis while we wait for the scorched RC in the fenders. Now, it's a V3 Typhon with a few odd bits on it. I've used an outcast front bumper because I had one. There's some bits of foam on it just to support the body at the front. I've got V4 steering arms, posts and links because they've got the no pop ball ends on them, so the arm doesn't pop off the ball unless you send it really big, but this is a rally car, so it's probably not going to happen. And obviously using the Senton body mounts, again shaved just to fit around the top of the towers at the corners like Dan was saying. Shockers on mine, I'm using outcast front shockers and Italian rears. These are about 10mm longer in the body than the standard Typhon shockers. Why? Because that's what I had. I'm sure there's a logical reason. So another thing, when you're building your Typhon into a rally car and you're fitting a Senton roll cage, this can be mounted either way around. I believe on the Senton it's the other way. This way, it had to be this way to clear the windscreen of the Subaru. It slopes down there. You can mount it in 2 positions. Mine's in the lowest hole. You don't really want a gap. You can pack it with foam or something else, which I'm going to look at a later date. If you've got a big gap, you want to lift that up one, so that's as close to the body, if not touching the body, as possible. Again, Senton parts. The wing mount. Obviously the Typhon comes with a rear wing. The Senton just has these 2 small brackets, which is like a wing mount delete for your chassis brace to mount to the diff carrier. The rest of it. If you need to make your car wider, now that's a Typhon hub, you can fit a Creighton hub, is wider offset to start with. Now you also need CVD outer joint and the hex to suit that from the Creighton, which again is offset. It's got a bit of a collar behind it, so it brings it out even further. So that's probably more of an option on a Senton if you need to make it wider. Next thing, anti-roll bars. Obviously the Typhon has them, Senton doesn't. If you're going to fit them onto your Senton, or you're replacing them on your Typhon or adjusting them or anything, you nip the 2 screws up Well, they are normally good screws, I've just used some button heads in there. And to make sure the roll bar slides through the housing and the screws are tightened right down, because what it does is it puts the extra pressure on that bracket and it won't function properly if that is hard up inside that bracket. Same applies to the rear. So yeah, this is all Arrma parts, apart from RPM rear skid plate. I'm going to look at a POS front bumper, I think, maybe one of the POS rear bumpers for the front, just to protect that and obviously stop that when it nosedives. Gearing wise is 1750, centre diff is filled with 500k, rear diff has got 10k, the front diff has got 100k. I quite like it like that. I might experiment at a later date with different diff oils to see how it affects the handling. Shock oil is the standard oil. Now, when I built the car, I didn't quite realise it at the time. So they're Typhon Italian rear shocks. So they've got, I think it's 2000 CST in them. Front ones, well, I've got 1200 CST in them. Which should explain why it nosedives quite a bit under braking and stuff. So that's something I'm going to look at. I'm probably going to run 1500 all round, I think, in the shock oil. I've just, that in case you're wondering what that is, that's a mount for my camera. Some inboard footage. I've got some, it's a little bit grainy, I need to look through it and edit it. But yeah, it's a fantastic car. You won't regret doing it. You know, a lot of people want an infraction and everything else, and this is probably near to that much fun you can have, especially on tarmac, without actually buying an infraction.